Now, apart from being very cute, this is also a very natural behaviour. Although it's something you would normally see the tigers doing, sitting up beside the trunk of a tree. And that's because tigers, being solitary and territorial, they will scent mark their territories a lot, especially using the trunks of trees. So, in this position, other tigers coming across those scents can sit for extended periods and work out exactly which tigers have been there before them, and even how long ago a particular tiger may have been in that area. Now, if you do see the tigers doing it out here on the island, you'll probably notice that they've also got their cheeks up against the tree. That's because they have scent glands in their cheeks, so they can leave their own scent there at the same time. And while they're sitting up like this, you notice they actually get quite a height advantage. There are times, however, they will need to reach up a little bit higher. Fairly obviously they can do that by stretching up onto their back legs, and you'll see just how high as we move them onto our shoulders into this rise behaviour. Now once again, this is something the tigers would be doing against the tree, not only getting to those out of the way scents, but it also gives them the opportunity to rake their very sharp, powerful claws across the tree, which leaves not only a visual mark, but with scent glands between their toes will once again leave a scent mark up on the tree. If we're ever to feel their claws in us, typically it is while we're doing this behaviour. Another thing about this behaviour also gives the impression that we're pretty tough characters, pretty strong, being able to support these large cats on our shoulders. As much as we'd like you to think that, it's not the case. The tigers are more than able to support their own weight by themselves. And you'll see what I'm talking about as we move them into what we call a free stand or a fight stance, which takes a lot of strength and coordination from them. So how about a big round of applause for both dogs and as well. That's the way. Now, if tigers do confront each other, typically they will square up in this manner very briefly. You'll have noticed it does free up the front paws. That enables them to strike out at that opponent. They can even knock them to the ground or potentially even grab them and drag them to the ground, so they can then take advantage of them. So if we ever see two tigers spread off like this down here on the island, we'll get over there straight away to break up that fight, because they will cause a lot of injury to each other very, very quickly. Not only with their claws, but also with their teeth. And to show that our tigers have all of their claws as well as all of their teeth, we'll just move them up the front and we'll show you their very large and impressive canine teeth. Now, what you may not be able to see on each of these teeth are the series of grooves which run along either side. And the grooves are there simply to allow air to pass in between the tooth and the flesh. That prevents a vacuum from being formed, which means the tigers can then adjust their grip as they need to. Now, behind each of the canines, you may also be able to see that there is a bit of a gap just about there, and that gap simply enables them to bite right up into the gum to ensure that whatever they do have hold of isn't going to get away in a hurry. And further down the jaw, quite down the bottom, you may also be able to see the carnassial teeth. And those are the teeth that the tigers will use simply to shear off chunks of meat. Now, the need for that is that their jaws do only move in one motion, up and down, so they can't actually chew their food, and so that's why they have to be able to slice off chunks which they can then swallow whole. We'll have a last look at the teeth, folks. How about a big round of applause for both tigers and yourself? I think we've done a pretty good job as well, if I say so myself. And what we'll do now is step the pace up a little bit. We'll increase the motivation from the tigers by introducing the horse and the chicken meat. We'll show you a few bigger behaviours. Now, the first of these is one that a few of my colleagues saw for the first time quite a few years ago when they were walking Mohan up there through the park one morning. Now, on that morning, as they walked past one of the garden beds, out from behind a bush flew a very concerned peacock. Instinctively, Mohan launched himself after that bird and actually grabbed it about 4 metres off the ground. It was very, very impressive. Something naturally we thought we should share with everybody. Now, here you probably notice we don't have any peacocks, and we're not that happy about the total commitment that the behaviour required from them. So instead we will use a nice piece of chicken. And if you cast your eyes and focus your cameras over there onto the rock beside the pool, it's from there that very shortly we will hopefully be launching Rama. So focus those cameras over there by the pool. Here he comes, folks. Alright, jump for Rama. A little bit slippery today, but he's made a good effort. Give him a round of applause. Probably hesitating just through the slipperiness of the rock, but while he has made a good effort of that, in some way